I'm Megan Gillespie. My pronouns are she, her, and today we're going to talk about power skills for performers. I am a professor here as adjunct, which means that I take the jobs I want, and then also sometimes they give me other things. I am the founder of Megan Gillespie Studio, in which I teach singing and acting to performers, so yes, I am a business owner. And I teach them to people who desire a career in the arts. Those are my ideal clients. I'm also a working opera singer. And my favorite thing is seeing the aha moments on y'all's faces as my students. Or like when an audience gets it. It's like my favorite thing to see. I love being of service. I volunteer often with multiple organizations inside of all of the many communities that I'm a part of. And today I'm here to give you a couple of pointers on soft skills. Who knows what soft skills are?
Power skills?
Yeah, what we now call power skills. Are you making fun of me? Yeah, who knows what power skills or soft skills are? Yeah.
It's kind of like the, what's up? It's kind of like the things that you don't think about, like tying your shoes and tying your tie, and preparing.
Those are definitely
Okay,
soft
that
skills.
was a weird example.
No, but you're not wrong. Like that's definitely like on the level of what this is, except this is going to be like a little more extreme. Yeah, sometimes people skills. In this case, I'm gearing this completely towards performers. So we're going to talk more about like how to interact with audience members and stuff like that. Groovy. If you want to, the QR code takes you to my website. I'll show this again later. Okay, great. All right, be honest with that. Why? You worked earlier. Yay! Okay. So, if at any point you have questions, please don't hesitate to raise your hand and ask me. The first thing that we're going to do is an elevator pitch. So please get out a phone, a tablet, or a piece of paper and a pencil, and or a pen, or whatever. I'm going to ask you to use pencil because musicians. We're going to do this little thing. And look, you just saw me give my elevator pitch. That was kind of a longer version of my elevator pitch. But an elevator pitch, I want you to come on a journey with me in this moment and imagine that you are stuck in an elevator with someone that you desire to work with. Or maybe you want to gig with them, or someone famous that you look up to. What would you say to them? How would you introduce yourself? How would you talk about who you are? Yeah? And these are the bullet points that I'd like you to give. First thing is your name, right? So I said, hi, I'm Megan Gillespie. Then what are you passionate about? I told you what I'm passionate about, and I also told you what I want to do next, which is more of this, more teaching, clients, singing clients, acting clients. And then your why. So I'm also going to give you some book recommendations coming up here. While I'm talking, feel free to start writing your bullet points, but I will also give you like 60 seconds to actually write this stuff down. This will change as you go along in life, so do not expect this thing to be stagnant. Every single time I'm in front of new people, or I'm going to a new conference, or I'm doing a new pitch, or whatever, I rewrite my elevator pitch. It's why I'm asking you to do bullet points instead of full-on sentences. And then the book that I'm going to give you right now, that is the first recommended book, is called Start With Why. It is by Simon Sinek, and he is a public speaker, and he helps like tech companies find their why. This book is amazing because it walks through excellent companies, Walmart, Apple, on how they found their ideal clients and then how they sell to that client and only that client. Because not everyone is going to be your fan. Just like Taylor Swift, she's got a ton of them, but not everyone is her fan. Yeah? So, but just find, right, we're working on finding your why so that then you can aim for those clients, those fans, that audience base, and that's it. And then don't worry if not everybody loves you, because that's not going to happen anyway. Cool. 60 seconds. Questions before you write? Gold. Have fun. Who knows what song that is? Dr. Cheeseman? Okay, anyway.
By the way, your doctorate.
Sorry, Professor. I just assume all of you have doctorates. Alright. Keep writing while we do this next part of this. I want someone to share their elevator pitch with me. We can do a scenario where you pretend I'm someone in an elevator that you would like to work with, or you can just tell me your name and give me your elevator pitch. Talk to me like I'm a person, so it shouldn't be like, I am Megan Gillespie and here are the things I want. Okay, that's not how real life works. So, who wants to try it? Great! My cellist.
Do I just tell them like this, like I'm speaking to you?
Yes?
Hi, my name is Christina Wunder. I play the cello and I feel super fulfilled. I love to play more chamber music. It's amazing to play music together that ends up being more than the individual parts. I love performing in a group setting and immersing the room with beautiful freedom.
Great, okay. I would encourage you, this is a really good start. Have you done this before? No, okay. Well, I mean, sometimes the older we are, the more we've had to do this kind of stuff. I would encourage you to think about the word love and replace it with maybe my passion is, or something I enjoy is, or, just word it differently each time. But this was a great start. And again, actually write the sentences down after this, all of you. Once you get the bullet points down, now write down the sentences that you're going to memorize and then make it more conversational, which you just did quite well. So thank you very much. Yeah. Anyone else want to try? Don't all jump at once. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's Megan Gillespie! I'm like your biggest fan, man. I'm Will. I'm a singer. I really enjoy I'm doing musical theater. I really enjoy the storytelling aspect. I love making people feel things and the self-expression and bringing parts of yourself out so that other people can see the same emotions reflected in you. And I'm really wanting to get into the more creative side of things. That I wanted to work with either writing my own story or work behind the scenes with a writer to figure something out.
Oh, wow. So
Do you have any jobs for me?
Good question. So remember that usually when this happens, it's going to be a conversation, right, with another human. And so sometimes what I like to do is leave a door open for them to ask questions. Because hopefully, you're running into people who are curious and who, if you want to work with them, hopefully they also want to work with you, So I'm going to ask you a question, okay? So are you writing something right now?
I have some ideas that I haven't yet formulated into something that's totally concrete.
What stopped you from writing?
Nothing. I'm going to start tonight.
Well, I mean, what you just did was perfect. You are supposed to pause when someone asks you a question that you don't know the answer to, or, we're going to get into it later, that you don't want to answer. Breathe, pause, yeah? Postpone action until serenity enters. That's what pause stands for, P-A-U-S-E, postpone action until serenity enters. So even if you don't actually know the answer to a question, what you just did is great. I would encourage you now to breathe while you're thinking. I don't know what's stopping. I'm going to start tonight. I'm writing a book right now. This is one of them. And what I've learned in writing my books is 250 words a day. Just put down 250 words a day. Don't judge it. Just go. Yeah. No editing. Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And stop.
That's going to be bad.
As someone who, yes.
Yeah. I know that's
Half of my book is garbage right now. And I know. I don't care. Right? That's the whole point of this, is get rid of the perfection. That's the whole point of this, is get rid of the perfection. Again, all of this is going to change as you go along in life. Try not to be perfect. Let him worry about the perfection, okay? Trust me, he'll do it. So, okay, cool. Questions, comments, concerns about what we just did? None? Okay, amazing.
Do you ask, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you ask for a way to keep in touch?
Ooh, what a good question. Well, you know, a lot of us have like Instagram and TikTok and Snap and stuff. So one thing that you could do is say, you know, I already follow you on Instagram. Would it be okay for me to reach out via DM? Yeah, that generally tends to be like an okay way to reach out to somebody. And in that, guys, you could also ask for an email address. That would be totally fine. I would not ask for someone's phone number. Right, Maxwell? We just did this last night, so he got to hear my whole spiel about phone numbers.
But I gave her my number, right?
I don't think it's inappropriate at all to ask to be in touch. I think that's actually awesome. And what you did too, do you have a job for me? Like being really specific and like going after the thing you want, I think that's genius. A lot of us don't do that. We don't actually ask for what we want or need. And I do it all the time. I want to work with you. How can I make that happen? I say that all the time.
Me?
Well, I mean, sure, yes, of course. Okay. Cool. Good question. Any other questions? All right. Moving on. This is my active listening game. Active listening means that you can repeat every single word back that someone says to you. Ready to try it as a group?
Ready to try it as a group?
Perfect. All right. So repeat this back. You projected confidence every time you sang on stage.
You projected confidence every time you sang on stage.
Great. You want to try one? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Your daily practice has really strengthened your vocal abilities.
Your daily practice has really strengthened your vocal abilities.
Who else wants to try one? Thank you. Okay. Your unique style and sound is truly impressive.
Your unique style and sound is truly impressive.
Who else? Go for it. My guitarist in the back. That performance really inspired me to keep working on my music.
That performance really inspired me to keep working on my music.
Close. Who knows what I actually said?
He added an extra mile, I think.
What was the word I repeated?
Two.
But you were really close. That's great. That is great. Really good. Okay. So, first things first. How do we all feel with me complimenting the crap out of you? Who was uncomfortable? Yes. Okay. Great. So yeah. When we're getting compliments, this is the time to be active listeners. You're gonna do it anyway when you're in class and when you're getting feedback, whether that's negative or constructive or whatever, yeah? But when we get compliments, this is something that most people tend to have a really hard time with. We also do things like, well, you know, it was like okay, or like, I don't know, I could have done this better. Never qualify your performance. Never qualify your performance. What do you say when someone gives you a compliment? Cool, thank you. What else?
You're right.
Spoken like a true white man. Yes, you're right. It's not bad, it's real. And we should all actually adopt that as much as possible to be real. I'm making a bad joke, but yes, yeah.
I have a kind of funny thing that I'm kind of interested to hear your take on. Somebody compliments me and I'm usually just like, only on days that end in Y.
So this is interesting because last night I had somebody who said something similar. They made a joke about the person's compliments. And that can work in your favor, but you never know if, like, you don't know that other human who's giving you that compliment, what history they have with giving compliments or with people receiving them. So I would encourage you all if you're gonna make a joke about the compliment, make it to someone that you really know super well, like your kid or your parents or grandparents, someone who is like entrenched in your life, yeah? Best friends, teachers, audience members, anyone else, try, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate that you came up to me and talked to me. Do you know how many people like don't go and talk to the performers afterwards? For someone to actually make it up to you and like say kind things about your performance, that is huge. It's a big deal. So when they do that, how much can you actively listen and take in what they're saying instead of brushing it off, instead of making a joke? Because maybe that's also kind of a defense mechanism to compliments, yeah? So how much can you take in the compliment? Really listen. And this will also help when you are getting constructive feedback as well. So things to think about. Are you actually, actively listening, or are you listening to talk? We do this all the time. We talk over each other constantly. It's like a whole thing. We're waiting to respond. We're not actually listening. Can you repeat back every word? Do you pause before you answer? You did really well with that before. Pause, breathe, yes. And then no one is entitled to your answer, which is the thing we're going to talk about next. Many times when you are a performer, or you have a large social media following, or you're on television or film or on stage, people feel like they have a right to access to you. They do not. You are still a human. And this also goes for you when you interact with people who you admire. Treat them like they're human. Treat them like they're human. It's going to help you go far. All right, you ready to get uncomfortable? Here we go. Any questions about this before I make you uncomfortable? Great. Okay. So, inappropriate questions. Yeah, you're going to hate me for the next 5 minutes. All right. Why don't you have kids? How old are you? What's your gender? Do you have a partner? Can I have your number? When are you getting married? Why'd you wear that dress? When I did this with Dr. DeStefano, because we were talking about this, she was like, oh, I really wish I could come. That's how she talks in my head. Oh, I really wish I could be there. And she was like, yes, I once had an audience member come up to me and say, why did you wear that dress? And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So how many of you are uncomfortable now that I've shown you these horrendous questions that people ask? Kind of, sort of, maybe, a little bit? Great, okay. So I tried not to use ridiculously horrible questions. I, as an opera singer, have gotten way worse questions, and from mostly donors. Donors are the worst. Okay? Because again, that entitlement, they feel entitled to an answer, they feel entitled to your time, also because oftentimes they're about to give you a whole lot of money to do what you do. Right? And so, first of all, what is the difference between uncomfortable and unsafe?
That's when fight kicks in with us, right?
But I think it also kind of kicks in for uncomfortable sometimes, because this is something that you're going to be learning throughout your whole life, and this will change as well. Get ready for everything in life to change. You know what the only things that are guaranteed in life are? Change, death, and taxes. That's it. Okay? Those 3 things. Change, death, and taxes. It's going to happen. Okay. So to me, the difference between unsafe and uncomfortable is unsafe means something could hurt you, while uncomfortable just means that you're uneasy, but you're not in danger. So as humans, you are just going to have to learn every single time you have an interaction with somebody what the difference between those 2 things are, right? Unsafe needs action, whereas uncomfortable needs pause and reflection. So now we're going to go through, oh my God, I've totally forgotten what the next slide is. Let's see. Perfect. Amazing. So who wants to come up here and do this with me? Come, guitarist. Remind me of your name. My name is Ryan Dude. Excellent. Okay.
Cool last name. Is that great?
So, we're going to do a scenario. I just got out of a college audition. And I walk outside, you heard me sing through the door, and I want you to say to me, "You sound so great. Aren't you a little old for college?"
Oh. I realized I would be on that end. Okay. let me get the character.
It's too hard for you to take
Okay. Hey, you sound great. Aren't you like a little old to be here, like in college?
I don't know. So, first things first, right? Do not answer their question. If you are uncomfortable, they have no right to your answer. It's totally fine to say nothing. That is also totally fine. No is always an appropriate answer, but what I'd like you to practice this time, and we're gonna do some of this in a minute, is do not answer the question. I notice when I do this particular technique with only women that I tend to have women always answer my question. So I'm going to encourage you to try, no matter what gender you are, to try to just don't answer their question, okay? So, I don't know, the end, right? I'm not answering the question. Bonus points if you ask them a question. Double bonus points if you ask them a question about their question, and then triple bonus points if you challenge the validity of their question. Ready to try it again? I'm going to do the second one. All right? Tell me I'm too old for college, or ask me if I'm too old for college.
Man, you're auditioning. You sound great, but like, aren't you like old?
How old are you?
Young enough.
Just ask them a question back. Turn the focus out onto them, okay? Just ask them the question. And that way, when they, right, you're asking them a question, you just answered my question right away. See what I mean? See, every gender does it. So the more that you cannot answer the question, try this back with me. So when I ask you a question, don't answer my question.
Okay.
You want to try it again?
Sure.
Do it again.
Wait. I'm doing it to you.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay, wait.
Aren't you a little old?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you sound great in there. Like, how old are you? You look really old to be on this campus.
Oh, how old are you?
I don't know.
See, so it's really hard. So the more, because you know how old you are, right? And so this is something to practice, yeah? Pause. Just breathe. You don't want to answer the question? You don't have to, yeah? But try not to lie, okay? Because most of the time you're going to be talking, this scenario is for donors, it's for other students, it's for professors, it's for anyone that you're going to interact with in life, audience members, fans, yeah? So the more that you can be honest and not answer their question, it's going to help you out a lot, yeah? Try it again. I'm going to give you the other one, the next one. Ask me again, aren't you a little old for college?
Man, like, I just heard you sound really great. Like, but like, are you sure that you're like in a student age range? Is that like good for you?
Oh, okay. Did you ask anyone else that question today?
You know, I don't. Maybe I should.
Again, you answered my question. So you got to work on this.
I thought that was kind of avoiding the question. I wasn't giving
So,
an affirmative answer.
I mean, it kind of was an avoidance, but that's not what I'm trying to teach you today. But I mean, again, like there's no perfection here. Again, right? All I'm asking you all to do is try this, okay? Just try it. There's no perfection. You're doing great. I'm making you stand up in front of all of your fly humans. This is really hard. So give him a hand for a minute. Ask me one more time, and I'm going to show you the challenging the validity of their question. Go ahead.
Man, aren't you like kind of old to be auditioning for a college thing?
I don't know if you've asked anybody else that question today, but it was really nice to meet you. And then walk away. You're always allowed to walk away. The more that you can remain kind during these scenarios, yeah, and not slip into things like, why are you asking me that? That is so rude, right? Calling them out. Don't call people out. Call them in, yeah? Call them in. I don't know if you've asked anybody else that, but it was really nice to meet you. And then you leave. Maxwell!
uncomfortable?
So again, you are always within your right to answer a question however you want. This scenario is more used for uncomfortable questions, not unsafe. And as a woman, I tend to not try to make people angry because I know that that can cause me some physical issues. In my past, that's what I've had problems with. So
Would a non-response or just kind of a friendly stare
again,
be
like,
dangerous?
you are in your rights to answer somebody's question however you want. And if the works for you, use it! Use it! Right? Remember what my job is? Just to give you options.
The silence is powerful.
Silence is super powerful. That, however, doesn't always work when you're in a group setting,
True.
which you're also about to do, right? Because I'm going to make y'all do this in groups in a minute. But if you're in a group setting, there's always going to be one person who's so uncomfortable that they break that silence, right? Or even worse, they put what they think this other person is thinking onto you, or what you're thinking onto you. I mean, everything's okay. Like, this is fine. You know, that human. We've always got that human inside of a group setting. Yeah. Sometimes it's me. Not usually, but sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I had a boss one time who was, his rule when you were in a meeting with him, if he asked a question of the other people that were meeting with you, you were not to jump in and say anything. If he asked a question and he was just silent, you couldn't talk because he put the onus on the other people to answer the question, and he didn't want anybody taking that onus off of them by jumping in.
I mean, that is great. It's really hard to enforce, but I do the same thing because I'm a manager and I manage a bunch of public speakers at the music center, and so something I try to do when we're in training. You're done, Brian. You can go. Thank you very much. Good job. But something I do try to do is ask a question. If they pause, just let them pause. Let them think. It's totally fine to let them think. Yeah, but it can be really uncomfortable for
In a
certain
social
people.
situation, you can't really do that. But
Yeah,
in
it
my
gets a little
situation,
tough.
That was a hard and fast rule.
Yeah, and see, everyone comes from a different background of this kind of stuff. Cool, love it. Questions, comments, concerns? Nothing? Yeah.
Sometimes I try to see if it's an inflection thing, because sometimes one feels attacked, but the intention is actually good. And sometimes when, like with that, I had to tell that to myself, and I was like, I once read this book where it says, just remember you'll be the exact same age. You do it or you don't. Like, it doesn't turn you older by, applying to college. So that kind of, like, when I say these things, it sometimes inspires others, or something like, that's so eye-opening to think that way, because you're not going to get younger just because you don't do it,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But if it's an evil intention, somebody who wants to get you down.
Okay, but wait, how do you know someone's
Exactly.
intentions?
It's just a pure, that's
Right.
just like you have to, yeah.
Which is great, because hang on to it, I want to hear it, okay? This is great for the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is another book recommendation. Please write this down. It's called The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. The Gift of Fear, it's a great book by Gavin de Becker. This book, my biggest takeaway from this book was, and actually I read it like once a year, so I've read it like 5 times now. Gavin de Becker. Is I need to, as someone who grew up in trauma, so I did not trust anyone for a really long time, I have to walk into every situation trusting everyone, so that then, when my spidey sense goes off or the red flags are flying, I can also trust that. And that would be my recommendation for everyone. Walk into every situation going, everyone's on my side. They're all here to be kind to me. Because for the most part, that's true. That's a real thing. They are on your side. Every audience isn't there because they don't want to be there. They're not there to judge you. They're there to have a good time. Yeah? Yeah. So walk in believing that. And then, when the red flags fly, when your spidey sense goes off, then you can really trust it. Really trust it. Yeah? Did you have something? Yes?
About what you were saying about like questions and not knowing people's intentions and stuff like that. Like, what would you say if you know there's like a powerful person who can give an opportunity and you might have reached out, but when you see them in person, you just don't say anything and they don't say anything back either. So it's just like a silence, or it's like stares, but you know there's still kind of like questions lingering, but
Why didn't you ask any questions? That's what I'd ask. Get curious.
similar to what you were just saying, like go into the room trusting everyone,
Huh?
and then if something bad happens, then you'll do that, then you'll know. Like I was in a situation where I didn't have that head on me. Like I was just kind of just like, what is this? Like, if you have all this money and stuff and like power, shouldn't you be able to shouldn't you speak to me? Like kind of like if you were a donor or something, shouldn't you speak to me, approach me?
Oh, yeah, that should word gets us in trouble a lot,
Yeah,
right? Whether we do it to ourselves or we do it to others. Something I do a lot is I take the onus onto myself, which means that I take responsibility for my actions and my words. I am not responsible for anybody else's actions and words, thoughts and feelings. I'm not responsible for anybody else's actions, words, thoughts, or feelings. But I am responsible for my own. So if I want to talk to that person, I'm going to go talk to them. I'm not going to wait for them to talk to me. I don't care who they are. And I've gone up to like incredibly famous people with billions of dollars and just had a whole conversation with them. Politicians! I was just thinking about this today. Go up to people, talk to them, have a conversation with them. You never know what's going on in someone else's life. So do not write a script. Do not write a script for somebody else, because you don't know. This is also how I drive, by the way. I just let people in. I'm like, cool, I have no idea what's going on in that human's life, and I don't want to assume that they're an asshole, right? I don't know. I have no idea. So I'm going to be kind to them. I'm going to stay in my values all the time, as much as possible. I'm not perfect at any of this, by the way. Yes?
And to challenge, your statement, these people probably get approached by so many people asking for things that, I wouldn't necessarily expect someone to come up to me, to like say, oh, what can I do for you?
Which is also why the why is so important, right? That elevator pitch is so important. And it's great that you already had something to talk to them about. Hey, I sent you that email. I never heard back, so should I send it again? Is it okay that I reached out? Because, I really want to talk to you about this thing that I have planned. And, even if you can't support it, maybe you could suggest somebody who could.
What if you feel like you missed an opportunity because you didn't speak, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of just like
Yeah.
awkward?
Trust me, there's a million times in my life when I have felt like, oh my God, I missed this opportunity. But here I am today. Everything's fine. I'm living life. I'm safe in this moment. Everything's okay. So you are going to have a billion other opportunities in life. That's why I'm saying, try not to let this be a perfection thing. Try to let this be something that is constantly changing, constantly evolving. You're constantly trying something new. Because the right people will stick around for you. Yes?
Just wanted to say about that thought about missing an opportunity. Even when you feel that, sometimes you just say, well, how can I create an opportunity? It wasn't maybe that, but then how can you switch things around and create a new opportunity?
Yeah, what can I do now? Yeah, what can I do differently? Excellent, love this. All right, we're gonna play my audience game. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna do it the same way. All right, ready? You're gonna get a number. Remember your number. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. You put your numbers in here so that I know you know what's happening. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. He's 5. Yeah. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, Perfect. Okay. If you are a 5, go over there. If you are a 4, come here. If you are a 3, go there. If you are a 2 and a 1. Right now, well, I'll explain it first. Okay, there was a study done at Harvard by a business professor. He had his students all think of one thing that they wanted or needed and then get into groups to chat. And after the 3rd time switching groups, everyone in that class had had their need met. So right now, I just want you to think of one thing that you want or need. This can be anything. Anything you want or need. Only one, yeah? And we're gonna have a conversation. So, just talk to people in your groups. This doesn't have to be like making up a scenario. I just want you to have a conversation. And the more that you can authentically lead into the thing that you want or need, just by thinking about it, yeah? So don't be like, so what do you want or need? That's not the point of this, okay? The point of this is to have a conversation. When someone asks you a question that you don't want to answer, try using the techniques that we talked about. If you don't know somebody and they say, oh, tell me your name, give them your elevator pitch along with your name. Make sense? Cool. What? Okay.
I'm not following at all.
You're going to have a conversation with these
We want
humans.
to get a thing, but we don't. Talk about the thing,
So
and
we all have something that we want or need. Yeah. But if I just go up to you and say, hey, I need a new car. What are you going to do about it? Nothing, right? So instead, just talking about the thing, getting that into conversations as you go along in life will lead to someone either saying like, oh, I know this person's selling a car, or I just bought my car here, or whatever, yeah? Instead of just like, give me a job, yeah? So just try it. And do you mind coming here for a second? I know, you're like terrified of me now. It's fine, I'm okay with it. So I'll give you a great example, okay? Come with me on a journey. We're gonna pretend that you just did a performance, okay? Okay, so, oh my gosh, you were amazing. I just loved your performance. It was really incredible. What do you do, sorry?
Oh, sorry, guitarist.
Oh my gosh, your guitar, it reminded me of this song that I heard when I was in conservatory, and one of my favorite instruments is classical guitar. So thank you so much. And this outfit you're wearing, this blue, it's fantastic on you. You look great. And were you not here for the compliment thing? Okay, you're gonna go back and review my video. You look fantastic, and this blue, it kind of reminds me of my car. And I've been thinking about buying a new car, but you're making me think with this outfit that maybe I should just stick to that color of that car when I buy a new one. Anyway, you were fabulous. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Okay?
okay, yeah.
Make more
Thank
sense?
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Does this make more sense now? Just have a conversation. Just have a conversation. Enjoy each other. Ask questions. Get curious. And I'm going to stop you at some point. Ready? Go.
How's everybody doing today?
Okay, that's a good place to start.
Tired of really living in like like how one and one is. Like I feel like I'm like 30 at and all that. Yeah. And like,
So
I think I need to be like looking for someone to like get me out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but like I'm like, people think that they ask, are you an extrovert? And I feel like I'm like an extroverted introvert. So like I need my alone time. So if I don't get any alone time, then that's the problem. So but yeah, like pushing myself out of my comfort zone sometimes. But in a place where I do feel safe and hopefully comfortable. It's a challenge.
Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I
Excellent. Triplets, very nice. So now you're going to try this again with this in mind. Are you only using negative comments? Are you only using positive comments? Are you dominating the conversation? Are you actively listening? So when someone else is talking, can you repeat back every single word that they are saying? Or are you listening to talk? Are you asking questions? Are you getting curious? Are you sharing authentically while also remaining safe? Ready? Go again.
I was gonna say I recently tried these apps. I can just pull from them, and it's like a journal. You journal. It's what they call that. It's just something that's said, and then you like take it. It's really different. And I find that planner. But I'll
Can you guys use it, or are you guys
Because I've heard people beat up. I don't know about Siri, but like I hear people say shit.
like I want the machine to start
oh yeah, I feel falling asleep.
maybe like a
Something like it will ask you
The only way I've ever seen
what
it
song
is
do you
she's like, don't
want
film me.
my serious voice is like Indian. So, like, he doesn't say he's like, you shouldn't say that. Are you ever mean enough around? Siri's always
It doesn't work. She doesn't, yeah. I just use my Alexa as a speaker. Like,
Talking like popping on conversation. That's
Some of you should be drummers. Okay. So, what was this like? Who got their need met? Was this uncomfortable for you? How did this go? You just chatted. Okay.
I was yapping.
Hang on. I actually want to hear what you have to say, so like raise hands so I can. Yes.
Well, it was pretty humorous because like we know what we're doing, so it was fun. It was fun coming up with like a way to do it, but it's just like it was very entertaining because someone would say like and like you know exactly what they're.
Oh, cool. I love that. Okay. You're like, I know exactly what you need. Okay. Cool. Other experiences? Yeah.
It's difficult to find a place in a conversation to bring your need into.
Yeah. So a one way I love to do this is by getting curious about someone else. So the way that I often will bring my need or want into a conversation is by asking questions of someone else. Because then, when they're answering the questions, I can start thinking about working in how I relate to what they're talking about. Does that make sense? Ruby. Did you have
Oh,
no.
It's difficult to approach in the first place if you have been taught to, either explicitly or by experience, you put your own needs on the back burner.
Yeah.
Or to be told that it is rude to start steering things towards your own needs and wants.
100%.
It is very hard to overcome that kind of conditioning.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I relate so much to what you just said. There is a difference between humility and selflessness. We're going to get deep here for a minute. Selfless means that you might be a people pleaser, which actually, like when I was super people pleasing, no one liked me. Oh my God, my friends didn't even like me. As I started to understand what humility meant to me, instead of being selfless, I now try to be of service. First to myself, and then to everyone else. Because if I put my oxygen mask on first, then I can help everybody else. I can do stuff like this. I'm volunteering today. I'm not paid to be here, right? I would much rather be here than, like, I don't know, sleeping in, eating lunch, whatever. And because I was of service to myself this morning and last night, I can be here and be authentically here and with you all and be happy to be here. Because I put my oxygen mask on first. So my recommendation would be figure out how to get selfish. And then figure out what humility means to you. To me, humility means being willing to learn. Being willing to do something differently. That when I do it away and it doesn't work and someone gives me a suggestion, I try the suggestion. I just try it. Doesn't mean I'm going to keep it, but at least I try. You know? Just think about it. This is great. This is great. Yes?
I think too, if you see whatever you ask or whatever you need, I think if you see the other person just as creative or carefree and open as you, it's kind of complimenting to where they won't see it as you're bothering them.
Or talking down to them, or
Yeah.
asking something of them that you don't deserve. Yeah.
Or like they're unknowledgeable about whatever you're asking.
Yeah.
But people don't even really like to feel like they're unknowledgeable. It kind of makes them feel like they're a part of this conversation.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And you're all worthy of what you want or need. All of you. You would not be in this room if you were not worthy of what you want and need. Okay? So know your worth, know your worthiness, and go after what you want or need. Absolutely. Anyone else have a thing they want to say before I move on? Yeah?
It was interesting to, kind of try and relate and I guess listen and then when you put up these, it was like, okay, no, it was just like a reinforcer. Am I dominating the conversation? Okay, listen, and it's always harder when people break off into like side conversations.
Yes.
So, yeah, but just like kind of just being in the moment and just not feeling like I needed to like just say or like just kind of
Letting the conversation happen. One of my favorite things, because I'm an opera singer and I use my voice for work, I use it to make money, is when I am in large groups or a bar or a huge party where there's music blasting, I do not talk. I do my best to not speak. Instead, I let everyone else talk and I just go. I work on my masking face. I'm like, and then if there's a lull in the conversation, that's my moment to scream a question into the abyss, and then let them keep talking. So the more that you can practice this idea of, I do not have to talk to be worthy, to be a part of, it's my favorite thing, to just like be in a conversation and be listening. Stand here and let y'all do your thing. Everybody's really interesting. Because everyone is interesting. It's really true. There aren't a whole lot of people on the planet who are not interesting. Even those from the Midwest. I'm making a joke because my family is from the Midwest. Okay, cool. So, great. Please take a seat. We're gonna now talk about some tools for life. And we're super close to y'all having pizza, which is awesome. All right.
Where are you from in the Midwest?
Huh? I'm actually from here, but my family lives in like Omaha, Nebraska. They're Cornhuskers. All right. Yeah, I don't need this. Correct. Who are you gonna call? There's an in-sync one. I forgot it. It was new to me, and I can't remember. I'll try to remember what it is. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. Oh, maybe it was actually. No, it's like a call and response one, though. It's really good.
Oh, everybody.
No, but that's a good one. Yeah, I don't remember. All right. So, the 24 hours of good rule. Now we're just going to go through some tools that I'm hopeful will help you along in your life here. The 24 hours of good rule means that after a performance, an audition, a lesson, if you get up and perform in class, you are not allowed to say anything negative in your brain to yourself or to others about yourself for 24 hours. Who just went like... Yeah. So just know that this is something I used to do all the time. Oh my gosh. My favorite thing was to get out of a lesson and go, what was that? That was terrible. I can't even believe you sang. Like, why are you even saying? What is happening? Yeah. I learned that by only allowing myself to tell myself good things for 24 hours after a performance or a lesson or getting up in front of people, after the 24 hours, the feedback in my head got much more honest, much more true. So instead of you're crap, your voice is crap, oh my god, I can't believe you sang, like stop singing, it became, I really kind of want to do that high note differently. I wonder what would happen if I did this instead. Oh, I really want, I think I missed that word in that song. Let's go look at that. So instead of just like the generalized, I am garbage, it turned into much more realistic feedback. Also, by doing this, it helps me see the positive, because as performers, you are gonna get a lot of constructive, hopefully, feedback, where you're going to be asked to change how you do something. So the more that to yourself, you can tell yourself, I loved this thing. Oh, this was really beautiful. That was fantastic. Only for 24 hours. Only 24? Cool. Questions, comments, concerns? Nothing. That was easy. All right, breathe. Everyone just take a deep breath in right now and then breathe it out. Do that again and sigh this time. In. Good, do that again this time and laugh. Good job. Okay, so when you are waiting to perform, whether you're waiting to talk to somebody or you're going to interview, a lot of the time now, because we have to do like content creation on top of performing, you're going to get interviewed, okay? While you're waiting to do that, be breathing. While you are waiting to get on stage or get into the audition room, or you're watching, especially in the applied class, watching someone else perform, but you know you are next, I want you sitting there going,
Not
over
audibly.
and over again. Huh?
Not audibly.
I mean, if someone's gonna take offense to you breathing, that sounds like a them problem.
I mean not too loud, you know, like.
Well, I mean,
Anyway.
saying while other people are.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. If they're performing, you can breathe silently, that's fine. But be breathing. Yeah? Okay, so you're not sitting there going, yeah? Don't hold your breath. Don't be waiting to perform. Stay in the moment. Stay present. And the breath is the best way to do that. Groovy. If we have time, I'll give you a meditation thing, but I want to get through a couple other things. Okay, the positive email. If you've been in my class, you know that you have to do this. So, the positive feedback email. When you see someone else perform, when you go to someone else's something, in fact, you are here right now with me. You can practice on me with this thing, okay? I don't expect it, but it's a great way to get your foot in the door with someone else. So, what you're going to do is you are going to write 10 sentences of only positive feedback for whatever you saw. And you can write it to famous people. You can DM it to them on Instagram. Whatever it is, okay? And if you use ChatGPT, it'll go much faster. If you say, ChatGPT, act as a writer and write me a positive feedback email to this performer in this performance that I saw and include these things. I really love the lighting. The guitarist shredded. I don't know, you know, whatever. You know I'm not a guitarist, so fine. But you know what I mean, yeah? Give it actionable items to then write you an email, and it will. It will do it, yeah? You take that email, you edit it. Edit anything that ChatGPT sends you. You must read and edit, yeah? And then stick it in an email and send it to them. My favorite story about this that happened to me is I have been interested in working for SMC for many, many, many years. Like since I was 18, I wanted to work here as a professor. And so what I would do every now and then is just, I would go to a show and I'd write an email. Write an email to somebody and tell them how great they were. Write an email to a professor and tell them how much I enjoyed their show. Well, one day, I'm a professor and I'm teaching MTW, musical theater workshop over on the main campus. And in walks into our dress rehearsal, Doc. Who knows who Doc is? Great. Doc is one of the, she's actually like the founding person for the theater department. She like founded the theater department over on the main campus. And she still works there. She does mostly the plays now. If you saw Robin Hood, she did all the fighting and stuff. She's like amazing, okay? I've written her a ton of emails, but never met her. And so she walks in, and Pervis, my co-teacher, goes, "Oh, Megan, please meet Doc." And I was like, "Oh, hi, it's really nice to meet you, Megan Gillespie. It's such a pleasure." And she goes, "Wait a second. You're the person who writes me the email." I was like, "Yes, that would be me. So nice to meet you. Thank you for coming." I mean, her face in meeting me was like, "I'm so glad I finally get to meet you because I've seen your emails for years." I was like, "Yeah, it's what I do." So I highly recommend this. Just try it, okay? At the end of this thing, I'm going to show you a QR code for my website. You can type it into the contact form on my website. I will send you something back. Cool. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Great. Do you want me to go over this?
Yes.
Okay, great. So treat your pianist like a human. Okay, who's a pianist? Who wants to be my guinea pig? Come on, Ian. Take a seat, like you're at the piano. Okay, so this is what I'm going to sing, and we're going to stop there, and then we're going to hold here, and yeah, and then my tempo is this. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the... Okay, thanks. I'm going to sing now. Everything was wrong with that. Never ever do anything like that ever again, okay? What you want to do is treat them like a human. Hi!
What's up?
What's up? Thank you so much for playing for me today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So this is what I was planning on singing. Have you played this before?
What is it?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, okay, cool.
What key?
So, the D major, and I do this repeat here, and if we could slow down at the end. Is that cool?
Okay.
Fly me to the moon, let me play. Sound good?
I love that.
Great, thank you so much. Hi, I'm Megan Gillespie, and then you slate, right, or whatever you're supposed to do. Cool. So please, what are some of the things that I did that are on this slide? Oh, there's nothing on the slide. What's happening? What are some of the things I did?
Rehearse the song in your head.
Yeah. I also what? Stepped away from them to sing to them, yeah? I didn't sing full voice either. Don't do that. You don't have to be like, fly me to, you know. They can hear you. They're just picking up the tempo, okay? Doesn't matter what key you sing it in, as long as you can hear it in your head and sing it to them. They're looking for tempo. They're not looking for the key to be right or your pitch to be perfect or your technique to be good. This person doesn't care about that, okay? Yeah?
May I ask why take 2 steps away before you take tempo?
Fly me to the... You hear his reaction? He's like, this is so awkward. Get away from me. Yeah? It's also because, like, you know, when we sing, we what's the word?
Expectorate.
Expectorate. Yes, there's expectorant all over the place. So just step like 2 feet away from him. Does it hurt you to do that? No. Yeah. Sorry, Ian. Cool. And what else? What else did I do?
He did what the people
Yeah,
say.
stop singing.
What was it?
Oh,
Oh, yeah. So, once you are done talking to them and you say thank you and you treat them like a human, like ask them how they're doing. Yeah? Don't make it like, hi, I'm going to sing. Yeah? Focus out. When you get into an audition, you can't affect anything anymore, so why are you even trying? Don't worry about it. You did the work up until that point. So focus out. If I don't know the pianist, I ask them their name and I do my darndest to remember it. So that after I'm done singing, I can say, thank you so much, Ian. I cannot tell you what that does for me in auditions. Like, the pianist's faces light up. They also, all the pianists go and talk to all the auditors, all of them. So treat this person like they're a human. Anyway, so then, when you are done talking to them,
Can I add something?
oh my god, of course.
Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys remember Sarah Reich, the tap dancer from the concert last semester. It was like really cool. But the coolest thing I saw her do was her first day, because like if you're the tap dancer, the drummer is probably the most important thing to you. And like the first thing she did, the first time she was there, was she just like looked right at Paul and was like, what's your name? And like just the way she said it, it was just like one of the most awesome things I've seen any musician do. So yeah.
When you take a personal interest in others, and you get curious, and then you do your best to actively listen, it's going to help you remember. It's going to help you create that relationship with others. All of these power skills are things to start doing daily. In class, with your professors, practice it now. Be imperfect now, so that when you get into the real world, this is easy. Yeah, no problem. Yes, I totally agree. Okay, so once you are done talking to him, yeah, or them, this human who's playing for you, then they no longer exist. Okay, so I'm going to stand up here and I'm going to slate, and just because we're talking about it, please never slate like this. I am Megan Gillespie, and I will sing you Fly Me to the Moon. Do you want to hear me sing now? You all are like asleep. I wasn't even talking for like 10 seconds. You're all asleep. Hang on to it, okay? When I get up here to slate with personality. Please slate with personality, okay?
Slate is introduce yourself in your
Yeah,
song.
your slate is I will sing from by, or I will play from by, or whatever, yeah? The slate is that. Once you slate, this person no longer exists. You stand up here, whatever they play, you sing, or you perform. They don't exist, okay? If you look back at your pianist while singing or playing, and it's just you and a pianist, not a band, just let me be clear for my band people, you are allowed to look at your band members. But if it's just you and a pianist, if you look at them in any fashion, it looks like you are blaming them for your mistakes. We as auditors, I judge all the time for competitions. In fact, I'm about to judge like 500 kids in non-classical voice. It's gonna be really fun. It's going to be fun, I swear to God. When I see them all of a sudden look at their pianist, I know that in their mind something is going wrong with their own singing. Whatever he plays, I sing. I don't care what he plays, I'm gonna sing. One time I had I was singing for an opera company, and someone opened a door while I was in the middle of my audition, and I could hear, without even turning around, all of the pages fly off the piano. And I just kept singing. This did not exist. Whatever was happening behind me, I did not care. I was like, I am just gonna sing this tune. And when I am done, I will be done. And at some point, he picked up all the music and put it back on the piano and finished the piece with me. But they were so impressed they hired me on the spot. So he doesn't exist after this, okay? Then when you're done, thank you so much for listening to me today. Really appreciate your time. Thank you. Have a great day.
You. Good job.
Okay. All right. Comments, questions, concerns, Amanda? Good job. Nick? Oh, thank you. Did you have something?
Thank you.
Is your brother Nick?
No.
What's your brother's name?
Andrew.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Wait, what's your last name?
Sick.
Ah.
Probably missing.
That's the ABB. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Cool. We're just about done here. If you want to grab your phones and do a QR code thing, by all means, please do. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Okay, and at this point, yes, of course.
Where's your email?
So on my contact form on my website, you can use that, or you can contact me through my SMC email, which is Gillespie_Megan@smc.edu. Cool. So, give me some takeaways from today. What's one thing that you learned that you want to continue using throughout your musician career here? Yeah.
I was gonna say that I know that there's a lot of artists, or art majors who graduate from really good colleges and they don't always pursue, they don't always make it big time. Or, like I know a friend who knows a friend who graduated from Juilliard, and he said that his friend, he's always just at the park and like painting at the park. And then I know another friend of mine who graduated from the new school for film direction. They've been working on this film for probably like 6 years now. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know if they see what I see. Like, I see it as they're fully capable of creating this film, but for some reason they make their journey much more layered than I think it needs to be.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's just interesting to see
Yeah.
singing-
Success is different to everyone.
Yeah.
Success is different to everyone. My life is so successful to me, but I know I got friends who are traveling the world singing opera going, why don't you do this anymore?
Yeah.
And I don't care what they think. Honestly, I don't. I am so glad that they love their life and that they want to be traveling 12 months out of the year, but I'm a homebody. My business is run out of my home with my cats, and I am so successful because of that. So success looks different to everyone. It doesn't matter that I have 2 degrees in opera performance. It doesn't matter that I did travel the world singing opera for many years. I don't want to do that now. That is not what success looks like to me right now. This is what success looks like to me. Being happy, oh my God, free time. Oh my God. Having Thursdays and Fridays off. I teach on the weekends, but I have Thursdays and Fridays off, and it feels amazing. I love those days. I sleep in for the most part until like 9 a.m. every day. That is what success looks like to me. Yeah, it's gonna look different to everyone. Yeah?
How did you make it? Like,
Well, sorry, what you just described sounds like success to me as well.
I mean, maybe they'll have me do another one of these on building a successful music studio, because that's another one of the talks I give. That is a big part of how I am successful, and I know my ideal client. It's not you guys, by the way. My ideal client is someone who is like 10 to 16. I like the younger ones for the studio because I get them for longer. And then I am building their voices to come here and do what you are doing now, or to, go to Harvard or whatever. But success, how I got here, is by making a life of many, many, many jobs. And I only take jobs that I actually want to do. But I have that luxury now, I have that privilege now. Back when I was y'all's age, I did everything under the sun. Anything anyone would hire me for, and even if it was like $100 for an entire day of work, or $50 for like 3 days of work, I did it so that I could have the life I have now. So I'm not suggesting that you do that. Everyone's journey is different, and you will do things that you never want to do again. And trust me, I still do things I never want to do again. And then I'm like, cool, I will never do that again. It's all a learning process, okay? But build your life. I have like 50 jobs, literally 50 jobs. I do 50 different things. I directed the opera this last spring. I have management, so I audition on a regular basis. I do studio work. I'm the music director for MTW in the spring. I like 50 million different things, as well as running a business. And I am an admin for the music center downtown. All of these things are part-time. I pay for my own medical insurance.
That's expensive.
Hence why I need a new car. But you will compile a life that you love. If you find that you don't love it, change something. Change something. Okay. What do you call a conflict between composers? At the bottom. Thank you so much. You're all fantastic. Thank you. Have a great day.